But
in general.
does she? But does she also understand? Like, did
She
she also
understand-
see it as a profession? Like,
She understands it. Like, I think for the past 2-3 years, she actually does understand what is going on right now, especially for me bringing her along in this whole journey, like getting nominated for awards, taking her to award shows,
yeah.
taking her to TV shows, and actually like bonding on national TV, like cooking together, cooking our favorite dish together and stuff like
Was
that.
it with Phonics?
That was with Phonics, yeah.
Yeah, Phonics is a Dutch radio.
It's a Dutch youth
yeah.
radio station.
Oh, you
And
guys cooked.
and
I remember that.
they that's the thing. Sometimes you also have to be that person that does the whole opposite of what they're
Yeah,
actually asking of you.
yeah.
Because they asked me like, would you like to cook your favorite dish? I'm like, yeah, but
So Phonics,
they asked me like they're gonna do a cooking show, and it was like, oh, we want you to come and cook, prepare your favorite Ghanaian dish. I'm like, I have a favorite Ghanaian dish, I just can't prepare it. But what am I gonna do? I'm gonna bring my mom and we're gonna do it together.
and what dish did you guys cook?
And we cooked jollof rice.
What?
Ghanaian
Jollof.
rice.
We have a Nigerian in our team, but
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yes, I just had to make it. We cannot always do this rice war, but
Yeah, and if you don't know what jollof is by now, guys, then I don't know where you have been. But jollof, how can we explain it for the guys that really
jollof-
don't know what jollof is?
okay, let me just say, jollof rice is you use panda or basmati rice, and with some onion,
Alright.
tomato puree, chopped tomatoes.
It's like
And it turns into an orange color, basically.
yeah, a red
And
orangey rice.
red orangey color, and it has to have that deep orange color. Then that is the jollof.
That's jollof.
Jollof. Yeah.
So what did the guys from Phonics Radio think about your mom's
There was
jollof?
like, to be honest, there was like, after I did the episode, there was like, now we need to invite and involve all artists and their parents.
Oh wow!
that
So you actually gave
because
them an idea.
I gave them an idea because it was like, at some point it was like, oh, cooking together with my mom, and then we also during the episode we were also speaking in our dialect, so she could understand like, okay, this is what they're asking. And
Because what dialect, Ghanaian dialect do you guys speak?
I speak Gan.
Gan.
I speak two dialects. I understand and speak one like fluently, and one I understand a lot, but I cannot speak that fluently.
Which one? Tree.
That is Tree.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
that
I
is Tree.
speak Tree.
Yeah. So-
And Gan, my dad speaks Gan, but I don't even understand
Yeah,
it.
in this era where you say the millennials and the new kids, like, for me, I think it's very important to learn the language of your motherland.
Definitely.
'Cause
Definitely.
at some point when you are actually gonna raise your kids, it's like,
Yeah.
you gotta teach them, and
You gotta.
you don't want them to be like going on their own journey, so
It's
you need to have that from
yeah,
the get-go.
it's
And I
very
was-
important.
I was heavily invested in like getting to learn my culture. So
Yeah. So how did your mom contribute to your music career? Because since she's like
Oh.
a very
how did she contribute?
Yeah.
I think first of all, I make women friendly, female friendly music. It's all about empowering women,
Yeah.
empowering black women. I do not curse in my songs, so it's also child friendly. And I think starting from that point is where you get a lot of inspiration, where I can talk about motherly love, I can talk about love, and everything that is going on around me. So it's basically like, talking about positive stuff.
yeah.
And
You are
Eh,
a positive
and
person,
any-
yeah.
thank you very much.
It really represents who you are.
And then anytime when I do have a new song, I always play it to my mom and be like, okay, so
Oh, so she's the one
what's
that first.
what's it? Basically, it's if it's not my mom, then it's Quasi or my little brother.
Okay.
They are
The first.
the one of the first to always listen to my songs, to like just to hear critics. I do have a list of a few people that I definitely
Yeah. But
play
the
my
first
songs too.
three people
But,
are
like,
your
the
mom,
first-
Quace,
like my
and you.
mom and my little brother. I always played my new songs to them, definitely. So,
And how do you know if they like it or not?
when they actually vibe to it, or they say play it again.
Oh,
And when they play it again, and it's like, okay, play it again.
They have
Then I know, like, okay,
I have to
cool.
work on it.
Like my little brother, he's honest to the core, and like he's young as well. So it's like if he likes it, then I definitely know that there is a gateway to like that it could work with the youth
that's
as
the
well.
youth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't like it, then it's like, okay, but then it's just not for his age group. But if it does work,
Because how old is your little brother?
my little brother's 19.
19.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
okay. So how would you define your music genre? Like, do you feel like your music fits in a genre?
Yes, it does. I feel like it's definitely like a new type of sound, a new vibe. But it's also heavily influenced by Afro beats, Afro pop, hip life, high life.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely an Afro in its whole. Definitely.
Yeah. You know what I recently discovered?
Yeah.
That music platforms, such as like the Dutch Spotify, only pushes Dutch music. So when they
True.
make like a playlist, they only push Dutch music.
Yeah.
And I never really thought about it. So when I heard, I was like, wow, okay. Like for instance, your music is in English, but you're Dutch.
Yeah.
So where do you feel like your music do these things actually affect your streaming? Like, do you and do you feel like you get support in the Netherlands?
Yes and no. I do feel like I get support from the Netherlands, but it's from like a specific group of people,
Yeah.
listeners, especially like from the black community. If it's not from the black community, then it's the people that actually have seen you perform somewhere before and they actually like your music.
Yeah.
So it's basically I'm more, let's say, I wouldn't say my numbers are depending on them, because I wouldn't expect myself to be in any other Dutch playlist. Because I have a feeling like in this country, we do not appreciate English music until it
Yeah.
actually blows outside of the country.
So true, but it's not even music. Let's talk about this whole podcast. We're
Yeah.
both Dutch. We were
True.
both born here.
True.
And we speak English.
True.
And this is something that I always struggle with. Like when I start a project or do something, I'm like, should I do it in Dutch or should I do it English? But I just prefer English because I feel like it speaks to a wider audience.
Definitely.
We grew up speaking English as well. Like as Ghanaians, like you have family members living in London, maybe America, Ghana. We always speak English. So, of course, we also speak Dutch. But I do feel like I always limit myself if I speak Dutch.
Yeah.
As in, I would love for my work to go further. You know what I mean?
I get exactly. That's the thing. At some point, even for me, when I was doing the music, I also started in Dutch. But at some point, I was like,
Oh, did you? I didn't
yeah,
even.
I used to rap in Dutch.
Okay.
And then at
Oh,
some
yeah, okay,
point-
when it was a rapping time.
yeah. So then I had to switch to English, and then at some point I was like, but how am I gonna speak to my relatives, or how my relatives gonna understand what I'm saying
Yeah.
in Ghana or in London? So at some point I also, anytime I started making music, I also thought about that. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm more for the international crowd.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one of the main reasons why English has always been, even during my shows, I always speak English. And if I'll be like, sometimes I could be like cheesy or corny, and then I say something slick in Dutch,
Yeah.
and people be like,
But
This
that's
guy's
and I
Dutch.
think that's
I'm like-
that's what our power is. Like we can speak both, and
Yeah.
and even like in our conversation, sometimes we say something in Dutch, and we
Yeah.
both understand each other, and maybe the English listeners won't. But I think that's what also makes us different from
True.
English speaking people. I guess something like that.
I hear you. I hear you.
Because so phonics has actually been like very important in your music
Yeah,
career as well, right?
Phonics was I think one of the first radio station that actually started playing my music and actually started getting to know me. My current manager right now, Dunya.
Dunya.
She used to be a Phonics producer, so that's how I got in contact with Phonics.
Yeah.
And then she told me about the whole Super Song Day happening.
Yeah.
And then, she told me like, yo, go and do it, and let's see what comes out of it. And I was the very, very first contestant to ever even like participate in the contest and eventually won the contest.
Wow.
So like it was the first season, first episode, and then I had to wait for another 8 weeks to see who was gonna go to the finals. Eventually, I went to the finals, and then
What did you win?
Well, what I won is a very tricky one, because yeah, I think we'll discuss that for another day,
episode.
for another episode. I think Phonics was definitely a big part of the whole journey. Basically, they made sure I was played on the radio when it was hot, like to my song, all the songs I released, getting like, I would say, on heavy rotation. At some point, you could not step in a car and not hear a song of mine on the radio.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
So it's like, it went from that to like right now, the current situation is like, I'm just dealing with what's going on. The Dutch songs are very popular. All the club songs are very popular, and yeah, it's
Is this
just
something that you think you would make one day, or?
Oh nah.
No.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that to my peoples, man.
No.
Nah, I'm just
You make music for your people.
I make music for my peoples. Definitely.
I love that. In 2018, you also had your first concert.
Yeah.
It was sold out.
Sold out. You know where?
Was it not in Melkweg?
In
Hello,
this venue.
I was here.
In this venue.
Because Amartey, listen,
In this
I was
venue.
home.
Right here.
I was home. I remember. Yeah, it was right here in the Melkweg, where we are. That's what even makes it more special. But I was home, and I remember you messaged me, and you said, "Ashlee, are you coming to my show?" Amartey, I was home, and I didn't even know that it was that day. Like, literally, I dressed
Came
immediately because I knew I have to be there. I was there with Shira, one of our friends.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I have to be here. And I remember just standing in the crowd, seeing you on stage, and I felt like a proud mom. I was just like,
Appreciate it.
Amartey, like
Appreciate it.
I've literally seen you grow. And what I just love about your audience, and that's really because of your music, like you said, you make music for your people. You just feel the love when you're in a crowd. Like, everybody is there for you. We listen. You really connect with the people. I think it's special.
Yeah, I think also to me,
How was
like,
it for you?
like, if I would say, like, that was, I think, one of the best moments of my life. Why was it was like putting the whole, it's not only like people from Ghana, but I mean more the African culture, like finally getting it like on a surface, on a platform, on a venue like the Melkweg, selling out as an independent Afrobeats artist, to me was like an achievement.
It is. Is that also like, do you define that as success as well?
To me it does, yeah, definitely. Especially if it hasn't been done before. To me it's definitely, it even brings it takes it to a whole new level.
And I have to tell you, we've both been in the Melkweg. We've both seen African artists perform here.
I know.
We're not gonna mention names.
I know.
But I've just been looking at you like, Amartey, please, like, go on stage and just show them
I know.
what to do. Like,
and the thing is, because I also put a lot of time in to my rehearsals, I do not want people to come to my show and have a feeling like, oh, he didn't put enough effort in it.
Yeah.
Because people actually pay to come to your show, so you need to respect people's money and people's time.
Yeah.
And
talking about putting effort in your shows, you were the supporting of Burna Boy. We have to talk about this.
We're definitely going to talk about that.
Because Burna Boy coming to the Netherlands was already like a major thing, because we've been waiting for years and years for this guy to come.
It was a major thing. And
wait, we had a pop-up store in the daily paper.
Yes.
And Talking about energy.
Ay, ay.
He was saying,
Yeah.
Burna Boy said in the Daily Paper store, where are the Zanku boys?
Yeah, it was Zanku
He
Killers.
said
Yeah.
Zanku killers.
Yeah.
And people were like, and I think people said, Amartey, Amartey.
Yeah, and I was around the corner. I was.
You were around the corner just chilling, minding your business. And then, boom, you and Burna Boy.
Yep.
Eye to eye.
Dance off.
Dance off.
Straight up.
And it went
Viral. Yeah.
Amartey, how was that moment for you?
That moment for me, in the moment, I was like, I've been waiting for too long for this guy to be here.
Yeah.
And then, not even that, but it's like, now you have to hold the whole pedestal of, like, all this Nigerian dance, and then bringing it to Burna Boy, and then you cannot flop in any way.
This was like literally when this is my favorite quote. It's like when preparation meets opportunity. Like you've been doing Zanku, Zanku. Now Burna Boy is here. You have to show him.
You cannot fail. And at that moment, when they played the song, as soon as they played the song, I was like, go time. It's the same thing I have when I perform. You get some type of anxiety before you hit the stage, and then as soon as you hear the music, everything is gone. You forget about everything. Then it's literally.
Is that also how it went when you were the supporting act? Because, this was literally, guys, this was something in, happening because you went viral in the Daily Paper store dancing with Burna Boy.
And then the
next morning, we all saw on Instagram you posting you're going to be the supporting act of Burna Boy, which wasn't the plan in the beginning.
It wasn't the plan.
So now that happening, you don't have time to prepare. Boom.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't have time to prepare, but I was prepared.
You've always been preparing.
I was prepared.
Jeez.
I was prepared. I was prepared. And the funny thing is, the way even my day went was so crazy because, I woke up and I was like, man, what am I gonna do today? So I went. I think I don't know if I was at a TNO office. I think I was at TNO office, and we was even talking about Burna Boy, and then all of a sudden, I went. That was the day before.
Yeah.
On the day itself, I spoke to Candy from Blonde's agency.
Candy from Blonde's agency.
And I was like, Candy, I think I'm gonna pass by, and then on my way to her, I got into a scooter accident. Yeah. That day, no one knows. That's the thing. No one knows. I got into a scooter accident that day. Nothing happened.
Wait, you were on a scooter?
Yeah, I was on the scooter. I got hit by a car.
Hey.
I got hit by a car. See,
in the city?
In the city, yeah. In the city. I got hit by a car. But the thing is...
But wait, no scratches, nothing?
No scratches, nothing. I'm telling you. It was like something was...
God.
Was on me. It was
That's
telling
God.
me like, yo, I'm untouchable. Because from then it was like I needed to hurry because I went from Candy, then I had to go to the hairdresser, but then I wasn't in time to get my hair done. So what I was doing is after I got the accident, I just stopped. I was like, okay, now I need to get an Uber back to Amsterdam Southeast to my
So
to
did
my
you
hairdresser.
leave your scooter in the
So
city?
I just had. It was like a it's called a Felix. It's like like a sharing scooter.
shared,
Yeah.
shared
So then-
concept car or something.
So then I left the scooter on the side, parked it, ordered an Uber. I was in the Uber, and then I was basically twisting out
Your
my
hair.
hair on this side. So when I got to the hairdresser, she did the right side of my hair. Then I went to the AFAS, did the sound check, went back to the hairdresser,
What?
did the other side, went home,
the struggle, the
Changed.
struggle people don't see.
and then came back to AFAS exactly at 7:30. I was on time, no scratches, and I felt like nothing could stop me that day. And I was just patiently waiting until DJ Henry X was on stage, and then they
Wow.
announced like, "Yo, it's go time."
You know what's so funny, Amartey?
Yeah.
When you were on stage,
Yeah.
I didn't see the whole your whole show. I saw a part of it, and I remember coming entering the AFAS, that's the concert hall.
Yeah.
I remember entering AFAS, and people were running and saying, "Burna Boy is on stage! Burna Boy is on stage!" And I was like, "Oh, I almost wanted to run." And I says, "Amartey," and I'm like, "This guy, like your energy,
Yeah,
the fact that people were thinking that Burna Boy was on stage,
yeah, it's Burna
nobody
Boy.
like it
Burna,
didn't even affect your show."
it definitely did not. You know why? Cause like I've been preaching Burna Boy for the last
Yeah.
6-7 years, and I remember one of the first shows I did. I was also performing. I did a cover of one of his songs, "Soke."
Oh yeah,
And
I remember.
I've been preaching. I've been telling people like, "Yo, Burna Boys." Even when I had the opportunity to open up for Wizkid, also in the Melkweg,
In the Melkweg.
it was like Burna Boy also. Burna Boy, Burna
Yeah.
Boy,
So
Burna
you've been
Boy.
putting it in
I've
the
been
air.
saying it. I've been saying it. So to me, it was also like if he would have came to Amsterdam and I wasn't the support act, I would probably wouldn't go to the show. And that's why, because I had a feeling like I'm all about crowd, and at that point, the way the crowd was moving, I didn't actually feel like they actually was appreciating what he was doing. And I'm all about showing appreciation. Like he deserves like
Yeah.
all the credit.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, even before they announced that he was gonna do the show here, I already booked my ticket to the UK to go and watch him over there.
Okay.
And I do not regret a single moment of it.
I know because you know what?
When you compare that show to the show he gave to Amsterdam, you would understand why I put Afro
I feel
on
like
the-
Amsterdam doesn't really.
Exactly.
The energy is so different.
The energy is
I actually
different.
regret going to Burna Boy in Amsterdam after seeing all the Insta stories and Snapchat of Paris, London. Amsterdam is so
I'm telling
dead.
you the London show, to me, I went to the show as a fan, but also as an artist trying to do his homework,
Good.
like basically studying, taking notes, finding maybe faults in his show or something like that I can learn from.
Deep.
But that was probably one of the best shows I've seen, definitely this year.
Wow.
Definitely, yeah. And even from an Afrobeats artist. And the thing is, last year I went to Burna Boy as well, because like I have a tendency of buying tickets for artists that I actually like.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I don't mind where you're performing as long as I can be there and witness greatness. So I was there when he was also crowned the first Afrobeats artist to sell out the SSC Wembley. I'm like, you wouldn't want to miss that for anything.
Yeah.
Like, and to doing a show, bringing Wizkid, bringing Dave, bringing Manifest, bringing
Sick.
Stormzy.
You all experienced that. I'm so jealous. So now that the African scene is getting bigger and bigger, and African artists are actually doing these things.
Yeah.
Where do you see Amartey in 2020?
Where do I see Amartey in 2020? To be honest, I see great things happening. That is for sure. I think the things that I've been planning out this year, especially because this year for me was more of a learning phase, taking it a bit slower, trying to self-educate myself when it comes to music, recording myself, but also getting to know more of the business, contract-wise and stuff like that. Getting to know how
Very good. Not
you know,
only the music,
not
but
only
also
the music
business
and also the
side.
money,
Yeah.
but also the business side. So it's like 2020. I have a couple of songs ready, and I don't even know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna travel a lot.
Speak it into existence.
I'm definitely gonna travel a lot. I'm definitely gonna touch people's hearts, and I'm definitely gonna do stuff that people wouldn't expect. So, and it's all in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, Amartey. I wish you all the best because I definitely know that you're going to do this. But before we're going to end this, I have some beats.
Oh, you have something. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's a card game.
Before we're going to end this, I want to introduce these cards to you.
Oh yeah.
It's called Stories. These cards are created by me. And I actually made these cards because I feel like we live in this social media world whereby we don't really connect with people anymore. So basically to have like in-depth conversations and that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you to take a card. And there's a question on the card, and then you have to answer.
But you need to put it a little, so I cannot actually see what's underneath. Okay, let me get this one. Okay, you watch?
Yep.
When was the last time you were filled with awe? When was the last time I was filled with awe? It's a very good one. It's a very good one. I've had a long weekend, but I think
Because you've had so many beautiful experiences.
yeah, that's the thing.
So you can I feel like this whole conversation was filled with awe. But when was like the last time you were like,
When was the last time I was? Ooh, man, my brain is working right now. It always works, but now it's actually working because like an awe moment is anything could be an awe moment, but I think like an awe moment. I think the moment I took the time to realize like it's okay to have like it's maybe not something, but it's like it's okay to realize like when something is not meant for you. I think that is in some way to me that is also a feeling of awe,
that is very nice.
As in sometimes when you plan stuff and they don't go your way, there's also a way to react to it. And I think to me at some point when I had reached that level of okay, it's okay to like take a few steps back. I think this whole year has been a year of awe for me because I took this year as a learning moment to like sit back and also let other people basically experience what I've been experiencing, like tell them like all the mistakes that I made the last year, that I could like actually tell people like, oh no, you could do this instead of doing that, because to me it happened to me like this, or
basically taking a few steps back.
Yeah, basically actually taking a few steps back from all the up and down running and in and out of studio and all of that. Like the moment I realized like sometimes you don't always have to be a part of something just to make an impact. To me that was like that was a moment of relief, a moment of peace in my mind also, because creatives deal with a lot of stuff, with a lot of people, a lot of energy. So when all those things are not in line, you just also need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your heart.
Important.
And
Thank you, Amartey. This was such a great conversation.
This is a very good question, by the way.
Yeah, because it makes you think, right?
It's a very good question.
These are not like easy questions, but that's what I love, because it really makes you like think deep.
Question.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Amartey.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I hope you guys loved the conversation as well. Look Amartey up. Where can they find you?
Where can they find me? Well,
on Instagram, definitely.
And the thing is, my social media name is used on every platform. So if you type in Amartey Music, that is AMARTEY with the music, you will find me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Snapchat, Spotify also the same.
You gotta stream, guys.
So
Keep on streaming Amartey.
Go check it out, and just enjoy these last few days of 2019. Yeah.
High five, Amartey.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Energy.